Hi everybody, Christine Perry, Pampered Chef here. I wanted to show you another meal that you can make in our quick cooker. As a reminder, it has 16 settings. You can sear in it, you can steam in it, you can slow cook, and it has a setting for each type of protein. It has a 2-quart capacity. And this bowl is this pot that's inside of it, believe it or not, is dishwasher safe. And it has some lines in here to show you when you're, the maximum that you can fill it in. But what I'm gonna make really quick tonight is a chicken teriyaki. Now you can make the rice right in here, but I'm not going to because I happen to not have the rice that we need. So what I have is 2 packages of chicken thighs. These happen to not be frozen, but I have done this recipe and a bunch of other recipes. You can throw frozen meat in there. So for this recipe, we're going to get 2 teaspoons of fresh grated ginger. I love ginger. I love the way it smells. It's so yummy. So this is our Microplane adjustable grater. It is very sharp. It comes with this case. And if you have a regular grater, it takes up so much space. Look how this takes up no space at all. All you do is pull this thing forward towards you and it opens up. And then it comes with a guide. If you want, I would just put the piece of whatever I'm grating here, cheese, ginger, what have you, into the holder. And then I would place the guide underneath here and I would just grate, put it this way so you guys can see, grate the ginger nice and easily while I'm pushing this through. So it's really easy. Now I only need 1 teaspoon of fresh ginger, so I think I've got enough, honestly, of what I have here. I'm just gonna do it real quick in there like this. Whoops. So the Microplane vegetable grater, it comes, there's also a micro grater if you like things really grated finely, but it does it so easily. It's unbelievable. I love this thing. It's very sharp, so be very careful. So that's definitely more than a teaspoon, but that's okay. And I need a 1/4 cup of reduced sodium soy sauce. So this is our measure all cup. You guys might have known this, seen this before, but it's a fun cup because you can measure dry and liquid at the same time. So I need to get a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. So I'm gonna go on to the liquid side and I'm gonna fill it up to a 1/4 cup of soy sauce, okay? So 1/4 cup. I always forget there's that thing on the top of this. Okay, so 1/4 cup of soy. That's a little bit, that's okay. 1/4 cup of soy, and I'm gonna throw it in the pot, right in there. And I am going to throw in the ginger in the pot there too. Okay, and then I am going to do 2 tablespoons of rice wine. Now, I really could, this is rice vinegar. It calls for rice wine, but it's fine. So these are our adjustable measuring spoons. These are so great. It's one thing, and you can just, this is for the tablespoon. I have another one. Let me see if I can find it really. Yeah, yes, I have it right here for the teaspoon. So these are just such great, they take up no space at all, and you've got all your measurements right there, and they're $10. So you can throw away all those other measuring spoons that take up so much darn space and get jammed in your drawers. I mean, these are just such cute little things for $10. Okay, so that's the rice wine. I need 2 tablespoons of honey. So I wanted to show you how we do the solids. So what we're gonna do is, this is my son Angelo, just came back from the gym. Excuse me, I'm videoing.
Sorry, Mom.
That's okay. So what you would do for something more solid, you would just flip it around. Now I don't have honey, I have agave. My honey, I ran out. You're gonna just put this, pour it right on the top there, right? And then what you'll do is you'll just push it out. So like a lot of people, they don't want to touch like mayonnaise or gooky stuff like that. They would put that on the top and just push it and you don't have to touch it. So that's the wine, the honey. Okay, now I need 2 cloves of garlic. Now our garlic press, did I take it out? There it is. So our garlic press, I use this thing all the time. You're probably tired of me talking about it, but you don't need to take the skin outside of the garlic press, outside of the garlic when you're using it. You can just press it right in there without worrying about the shell, the skin, the casing, whatever you want to call it. And it comes with this great tool that you can just pull it right out. Oops, went in there. And then you don't miss any of the garlicky essence at all. And you're just gonna boop. Now, there might be some stuff stuck in the little holes, so this little tong holder, you just push, it helps clean it out too. So our garlic press is dishwasher safe also, which is fantastic. So you don't have to do a lot of cleanup. I'm gonna press one more clove. There we go. Into the pot. I'm gonna peel it. I use my hands. You don't really need to, but I'm not shy when it comes to cooking. I'm okay with getting my hands messy. See, I don't even have an apron on. Everyone was in different places today, and that's fine. So I did all that. Now I'm just gonna whisk it together. I'm gonna get a fork because my whisk is actually in the dirty dishwasher. So I'm just gonna mix that all together. So we've got the agave, it really should be honey. We've got the fresh ginger, we've got the soy. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna throw some chicken thighs. These happen to be boneless chicken thighs. The recipe calls for bone in, but you can make it however you want. So I am going to use gloves just because I'm trying to stay not as gunky. So this is our knife block. It's so beautiful. I've got all of our Pampered Chef knives. When you're Pampered Chef rep, you can actually earn them after you sell a certain amount of products. So that's a really nice perk. And no, I do not get paid in product. I get paid primarily in commission. And it's really, really a fun thing. So I'm gonna throw these chicken thighs right in here. They're boneless. Normally I would trim some of the fat off. Maybe I'll go in there and do some trimming because there's a little bit of fat in here. I'm surprised. Costco is usually pretty good at that. But the other thing about our knives, they're lifetime guaranteed. So if something happens to them, I mean, as long as you use them reasonably, like you're not running over your car over with your car, they're lifetime guaranteed. So I'm throwing the chicken thighs in there. Let's trim this guy too. As you could see, I'm also using our mats. So the mats, the flexible cutting mats, come in, they come in sets of 3. This one happens to be the one that has the different measurements of how to cut if you don't know, like what a julienne is, what a dice, what a small dice. Here's my husband.
It smells good.
Well, I didn't start cooking.
Soy, right?
It's the chicken teriyaki that you like.
Yeah, that's what it is. I can smell that.
Yep. So, just gonna trim that. I am going to take my gloves off now. And I am going to put just a little bit of liquid in here. Just a little more water. It doesn't call for it, but I just feel like it needs it. I'm gonna throw that in there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close it. I'm gonna choose the poultry setting. It's on poultry, and I am going to cook this thing for 6 minutes, is it? No, for 9 minutes, 9 minutes. So I'm gonna adjust the time down to 9 minutes. Come on, poultry. Poultry time, I'm gonna do it. Start. Oh, hold on. Sorry, guys. We're gonna do it to poultry. To time. Chicken. Cook time. Cook time, sorry. 9 minutes. I was playing with the buttons there. And I'm gonna hit start. And you'll hear it beeping. And now it's kind of like R2-D2. So what will happen is this is showing you that it's starting to work and starting to come to pressure. So basically our our quick cooker is a pressure cooker on steroids. It's very safe. I have it in a weird place in my kitchen right now for demo purposes. But the steam releases right on the top, so you never want to put it anywhere like under the counter because it's just going to release your, you don't want your face there or your hands there. And the handles, believe it or not, they're on the bottom, so like you're not lifting from the top and hurting the tops of your shoulders. It's really easy to lift, but it makes, like I said, the teriyaki chicken. I make hard cooked eggs all the time in it. I make carnitas. Maybe I'll make some of those later this week because I do have some pork tenderloin in the fridge. But it's a really great tool, and it's fantastic. So I'll check back in when it's done in 9 minutes. We hit the 9 minutes done, and I am going to hit the steam button. So like I said, you don't want your face by there. If you have some rings, you can steam your jewelry. It's actually not that terrible, but see, that's the little pressure thing to let you know that it's pressurized. You will not be able to open the cooker until it is safe. Now I'm doing a forced release. You can just wait for it to depressurize manually if you want it as well. And then what happens is after it's cooked, it goes on, I don't know if you can see that, a warming setting so that your food obviously doesn't get cold, and it's not going to get cold in there. So there's that chicken teriyaki. If you really want it to be fancy, you can take all that liquid and kind of reduce it in a pan to make it thicker, but honestly the flavor is good just as it is. So I'm going to dish it out in a bit. Be right back. So now what I've done is I took the chicken out with our chef's tongs, which are fantastic. I'm going to use the mini oven mitts just to get the liquid out. And if I had time and if I really wanted to and anyone cared, you could reduce this, boil that in a pan and maybe put a little cornstarch if you really wanted to thicken up the sauce. But guess what? We've got our chicken thighs there and my dirty sink that you can see. Some of the juice, and that's it. It's done. And by the way, this pot can go right in the dishwasher. You're done. Not a ton to clean. It's fantastic. I hope you enjoyed it with my crazy diagonal video. Good night.